Hey, good morning, everyone. So, when you're working at home, today is really going to be experimental. So, we're going to talk inequalities, specifically linear inequalities. So, you're going to be dealing with lines only. So, if I take a look here, it's saying collect the points, and you're trying to capture blue points, whereas red points are going to subtract from your score. So, if you notice here, I've captured a blue point, and so my score is 1. However, if I also capture a red, now I have 1 of each, and now my score is 0. So blue is going to add to your score, red is going to take from your score. Your goal is to get the highest score possible. And so like if I were to drag like this, notice how I haven't actually gotten any higher than my original because my score is still 1 because I've captured 1 of each. But I can keep dragging. You'll notice my score goes up, and the more people that do it, the more people you'll be competing with. So I'm the first one to do this, therefore I have the highest score, but this score is definitely beatable. All right, so from here, things get a little bit more difficult because rather than clicking and dragging, you're actually going to write an equation. So we have y is less than x here. Couple things before we talk more details. First, remember in front of that x is technically a 1, or 1 over 1. So x by itself, don't forget there's a 1 in front, which is really a slope of 1 over 1. So notice how it goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Notice how it's crossing at 0. That's because there's technically a plus 0 here. So let's say I want to change the angle. Remember, let's say I want it to go up 1 over 2 instead. I could make this a 1 over 2. Now it goes up 1 over 2, crosses at 0. Let's say I want it to cross at 3. Put a 3 in here, so now it crosses the y-axis at 3. And because of this inequality, notice how it is saying that y is less than 1/2 x plus 3, and so it's shaded underneath. If I want to, I can always flip it. Now I'm saying y is greater than the line, and so sure enough, this side is shaded. Notice how even though the line is going through this blue point, it's not included. In order to include it, rather than just saying y is greater than the line, I have to say it's greater than or equal to. So you can always use your keypad to find the greater than or equal to, or you can do a greater sign and then tap equal after, and it'll change using your keypad. So either or. All right, and once again, I could flip that around and make that a less than or equal. So once again, that's the difference between including this point and not including that point. All right, if you wanted to, notice how this is the point 2, 4. There's nothing that says I can't use point slope format on this if I want to. So the inequality doesn't determine whether you can use slope intercept or point slope. You have a choice. So if you like point slope better, go ahead, use it. If you like slope intercept better, in this case, go ahead, use it. Once again, your goal is to get the highest score. In this case, you can see we got 6 blue points, 5 red points, and our score is only 1. So you can definitely do better than that. All right, and as you move on, you're going to have some very similar questions all along. Remember key things like 2x is really 2 over 1. And if I don't want it to slope this way, I can always make it a downward facing. So keep that stuff in mind as you're working through this. If you have questions, let me know. But once again, this is really about experimenting. So good luck.